Oh, Cats, look at this. Look at this.
Will you look at that? Well, it's the cheaper Mothership here, so he's going to be going for a rush on it, followed up by Tempests. One of them that's going to get caught in the open here. The other ones are going to be able to tuck themselves between the pylon, but there's no shield battery just yet. Good positioning, however, for Harstem, minimizing damage there by virtue of minimizing the surface area that Lambo can use.
You're going to build the Mothership, and I have no idea how this goes, but I mean, for now, he's got his units out. He's got the Mothership here. He's got Tempest on the way, and well, Lambo's just got a couple lings on the map, and he's got a Spire
just starting.
Yeah. What did he... I guess just the lack of stuff on the ground kind of tells him that, okay, this is probably some weird commitment, right?
Yeah, I mean, Harstem losing a lot of his ground units, though. Those are units that he doesn't want to have to remake. It's minerals that are going into the ground instead of, you know, following up with more Tempests and whatnot. So that sucks, because this links from Lambo shouldn't be finding any more damage. Just a really good job from the German player here. At least Harstem has not yet revealed the Tempests, and I believe the Mothership is on its way to the other side of the map and potentially looking for some sort of recall, as the Tempest will get recalled here, and they'll start looking for some damage. Spire nearly done, though, 75% of the way done.
This feel look at the spores were already there, though. Like, this is such a hard read from Lambo that I'm assuming that this is just something. Oh, there we go. There's the cloak as well outside of spore range here. The Mothership takes damage, but that's just about it. So these 20 seconds, so many queens will go down. Massive. It's 5. That one shots them. I cannot help but feel like this is something, we look at this with how well prepared Lambo's been, that this is something where Harstem's done this damn in practice, and this is something that Harstem's been playing around with. It still gets a lot of value, Cats. But now there are corruptors on the way, and you gotta have to recall. You're gonna have to recall home pretty quickly here.
Yeah, but you already did all the damage that you were looking for and beyond. 2 more queens show up, but they are, I mean, this attack is designed to get rid of queens in particular, so those are going to be easy pickings if he wants them. And yeah, I think just don't stretch your luck. Get out. No, recall. Go. Too late. Okay. Gonna lose a couple of, just one actually. Oh, second one goes down. Couple of Tempests indeed. So as soon as you see the first Corruptor pop up, I think you have to imagine that there's more Corruptors from multiple angles coming, and recall, I think he could have just gotten away with losing just the one Tempest, maybe even none.
Yeah, so the important thing here, Cats, is that there is one queen on the map, and it's very low. Harstem maybe could have gotten that one as well, but there is one queen, which, you know, anti-air, who cares? There are Corruptors out of the map right now. There's going to be a significant larva problem in the next 45 seconds. As the last injects start to hit the map and really are done with. This is a 4-hatch Zerg. He's got his 5th hatch now. He does not produce that much larva to be able to make this happen, especially as he's pumping the lings. He's at 188 supply. He's going to use these corruptors to try to kill this base, but this army that he's got, it's going to be hard to reinforce. And Harstem knows that, but he's going to have to recall home anyways, deal with this. That's the benefit of the Mothership. You get a second recall.
98 workers. So he is going to be looking for aggression here. He's going to be looking to continue to trade. If Harstem can absorb that aggression without losing too much, if he can get to Storm, he will find himself in a good position, but he's not there yet.
And you know, Cats, I mean, Storm's going to be done. It's a pretty quick upgrade. It's going to be done not when Bailey speed is done, but it's not going to take that much longer. But I think that move from Lambo, with the Corruptors running across the map, forcing the recall back home, I think that had to happen, right? Because this army that Harstem had, Lambo didn't have Baneling speed. He didn't have a lot of the tech that he needed, and his queens weren't reproduced. Like, he was going to struggle to build a backup army, but the Banelings, they're just going to come crashing in right now, getting as many probes as possible. They're all going to die, but the Storms are really nice. And remember, the Banelings are not as tanky as they otherwise were. So the first part of this from Harstem is not bad. In fact, this base might not even go down. Lambo's, he's going to get it on the backside, but focusing that was a mistake. That was expensive there out of Lambo. He lost so much.
Yeah, Harstem has to go on the counter offense right now. He has the advantage right now, and he knows it. But at the same time, for Lambo, that's kind of what he was looking to do, right? With a 98 worker economy. If he defends this, he will be in prime position to take the game. But can he defend this? I think that Harstem has to get this base 100% of the time, maybe a second base, and then we'll see if Lambo is able to. By the way, he did remake those queens kind of right away, so the larva hasn't been too bad. 30 circlings on the way to as will serve as evidence of that. And nice moves on the other side as well. A few of these corruptors will fall, but another Nexus going down.
Field battery overcharge just not fast enough there. They heat up. They do so much damage. So now Harstem, he's on 3 bases. Well, actually 2 bases. Doesn't have the gold base done just yet. And the problem is, he went for the all-in. It was the proper decision. He had to go kill that base and more. Yeah. And you know, he barely even got the base. But he hasn't had the time to build more High Templar. Those are units that help you in 30 seconds or so. Once they warp in, once they get that energy for Storm. That's not something that Harstem had on the pressure. So now as we have this attack coming in from Lambo once again, the Storms are only just now starting to hit the field. There are not a lot of them. It's like 4. High Templar
should be 2 at the moment. Yeah, too soon to be 4. So yeah, it's a little bit tough. The High Templars are trying to retreat, trying to gain more energy. There's the first Storm, and it's a pretty good one actually. Will deter Lambo from continuing to move on forward like that. The Templars, however, exposed. But nice reposition from Harstem towards the tail end. Only loses a couple to the Banelings and not without a Storm to answer. This base again under siege, but now Harstem's army is looking pretty intimidating. If he can land one more Storm or so, or at least have the Banelings connect primarily on Archons or start chipping away with the Stalkers as he is, then he should have the advantage here and will take the high ground as a result.
I mean, hear me out here, cats. You knurl the High Templar, you drop Storms on the army of the Protoss. But I mean, this is Lambo going for more tech now. He's got the knurl on the way, but you're right, this army out of Harstem +3 is going to be done pretty quickly, so maybe this is a bit of an anti-timing. But right now, he's maxed out here. He's got the Storms. Lings are going to try to bomb on top of this. How many High Templar go down? It's going to be 1, maybe, and a couple more Banelings looking to bomb on top there. The Storm's just not where they need to be. And Lambo, he kind of smashes this. The backside is a little iffy. The Stalkers, they do tons of damage to the Roaches. Archon's fighting as well. But Lambo did what he had to do. He killed off all the High Templar. He made that happen. Ling's running by onto the other side. That's going to get dealt with. But these Zealots, they're going to get a base out of Lambo as well. And with Warp-Ins here, with reinforcements, I don't think the Roaches get the gold here. So this is actually turning out pretty nice for Harstem.
Yeah, it's whack. It's weird. It's crazy. And Lambo, again, focus firing the base. He really wants to win on economic grounds here. That is his win condition. It's his drone count. But basically, the problem for Lambo is he maybe hasn't identified that Harstem was also going so heavy in economy that, you know, losing a base is just going to be a timing hindrance. But at the time being, he still has a pretty healthy amount of bases. And even when he lost the natural and he lost his 4th, he double expanded. So it might be the case that Lambo feels like he's been denying these bases enough to hinder the economy of Harstem significantly. But Harstem has done a good enough job of just kind of planning behind that and seeing what Lambo's win condition is and that he's committing for those nexuses and then trying to expand fast. So if he can situate this base, he will very much be back in the game. Again, the problem for Lambo is going to be the tech up until he reaches Broodlords.
Yeah, the wild thing for me is that Harstem, he had that base, the north side base, dead. He just had to click on it with his Zealots. He didn't. So now Lambo gets another mining base that he probably shouldn't have. As we look at here, 4 Storms on the map right now. One's not going to get a lot, and Harstem, his supply is not where it needs to be. Again, he's going to be denied from this gold base. I almost feel like I'd like to see him expand on the north side. I know it's not as safe, but because Lambo has been committing so hard here and getting these denies over and over again, and that's a nice Storm. Because he's been getting these denies, he's not really been focusing on this side of the map, so you could maybe get away with going and getting a base up that might not otherwise happen. Regardless, 5th base denied. Once again, the Zealots getting a couple drones, not a ton. This base is still up here. And we see a Harstem that's going into Immortals.
I agree with you on the expanding pattern. In fact, like, I think that the gold is probably an incentive, like feeling behind that Harstem really wants. But if you look at the creep spread, it's very apparent where Lambo wants to play beautiful Storms. However, to start that engagement, that means that a lot of the Banelings are going to get one-shot by the next set of Storms. Lambo tries to utilize them, knowing that the next Storm is going to kill them, to just try to fend off and deal a little bit of damage to the Stalkers. But very strong move from Harstem. Still no Broodlords on the side of Lambo. And if he can't take up to Broodlords, then again, I think Harstem can make a comeback here.
Yeah, I'm surprised to not see him go for Broodlords. He's got the bank for it. He's got a couple Corruptors in the sky that he can transform, but I mean, for now, just sweeping in on the ground here again, trying to get these High Templar. He gets them all! There's like 1 left and no Storms here, so this army of Harstem, I mean, good luck there, Cat. 5 Archons. That's it. Lambo took the fight. He found the fight that he needed. And who cares about Brood Lords? Harstem doesn't have an army anymore. This is it.
Yeah, it's been so beautiful from Lambo, always finding those clumps of Templars with the Banelings time and time again. So very diligent there to know when to engage. I mean, that part of the map is a little bit difficult to engage because of the choke in the middle, right? Like some of your units are gonna be trickling in and whatnot, and it's not as open of a space as it looks like. But finding the Templars is everything he needed, and with that, he should be able to bring this one home.
Don't worry, Cat. I was gonna say he's pulled probes. The Bailey's sure. What are we looking at here, Cats? Game number 2. It's not gonna be, I don't think, a mothership again. It's just we got the Oracle opening. Yeah, it's pretty basic. I mean, there are 3 queens on this side. You're not diving that. In fact, yeah, back away. Don't take that whole damage. Another Oracle from another angle here. This is a cool move, but it's not enough. It was a cool idea, you know, drag the queens out of position, but did not work.
It was very nice indeed. So there's a high ground there that the Zerg doesn't have vision of his own main without an Overlord, but lucky for Lambo, there was a transitory Overlord that popped up as well.
So the fact that Lambo has just defended this well and has taken literally 0 damage that's pretty promising here for our German Zerg.
Yeah, for sure. Lynx are gonna get this around on the Adepts, but the Oracle is there as well, so they're gonna trade okay-ish. They do force an extra 2 Adepts should Harstem want to take a fast 4th. On the other side, they're gonna be met by Stalkers and an Adept on exit and should be pushed back. The creep spread is there for Lambo, all towards the middle for the time being, and he is taking his 4th base himself. Templar Archives now going down for Harstem. So things are progressing now into the mid game, as we're likely to see Baneling speed being researched once again from the German once the lair completes.
Yeah, I do like this move out from Harstem. Blink's not done, but he knows that Lambo's not going to be pumping too many units just yet. This just gives him an opportunity to go and nice. Oh, that's a good stasis. This might trigger some pressure right now. This actually is not enough to maybe get the base next. Ooh, Stalker gets caught here. I thought we were going to see Harstem just kill the base with what happened, but what just...
I think he decides to try to kill the Lynx. 9 probes went down on the other side. Has to have been Banelings. And Harstem's about to get surrounded by the Lynx that he was trying to trap there. And the Oracles were not paying attention. Lambo pushes forwards with the Queens as well to make sure that he can free up those Lynx. And yeah, it ends up happening that maybe the base was the better target for Harstem to try to take down there while the stasis was in effect. I don't blame him for trying to go back for the Lynx, because you do have 3 Oracles. If you can kind of make a little bit of a U type surround where, you know, like some sort of form where the Lynx don't have as free of an exit, then you can tax a lot of them, maybe like half before the rest of them ran out, and that would have been worth it. But Lambo preparing really nicely for that event and pushes Harstem back and gets a pretty good advantage, I would say.
The saving grace for Harstem, as it was in the last game as well. Storm's done in 10 seconds. And, you know, Cats, I don't need to tell you, Storm against Hydras, against Lings, against Banelings now that even with Baneling speed, they don't have that extra 5 HP, so they die even faster. Adding the Storms on top of that, Storms deal with all of those units very, very nicely. So if Harstem can get to that critical mass of maybe 150, 160 supply, 6 or 7 Storms, just really start to put the pedal to the metal there. Oh, that's a nice stasis.
Oh,
well,
another one.
You gotta try to... And he's not. He's just too worried about the Ling run by on the right side. This army from Harstem absolutely can smash, can fight at the very least what Lambo's going for.
Yeah, for the time being. And Lambo's continuing to add just more Zerglings at the moment. So Hydra, Ling, Bane, this is kind of an all-in type play. Of course, he does have the economy in the back of it as well, with 80 workers already and a 5th base already up. But this stasis trap is a really nice start for Harstem. If he can get those storms going, maybe on the expiry of the stasis trap, one of those Templars should go forward and get ready to pounce on that, where the Stalkers should look for the Circlings. But he's not looking for the storm onto the Hydras, which is really surprising.
Yeah, Hydras are the far more expensive, the far more impactful unit that you want to kill. A couple Lings is not a lot here. Stalkers, Link left. Oh. Great stasis trap as well. Really, everything Lambo's doing right now is designed around bombing on top of these 5 High Templars. That they have all the storms. They are the difference here in this game. If the storms get off, Harstem probably wins the fight. If he doesn't, it's just not all that great. So now Banley's finding their way in as this army, this is so wide open. This is such a hard position for Harstem to try to hold on to. Even as he tries to take the 4th base, I mean, I can't, I'm fully zoomed out. I cannot show everything, cannot show this entire army from Lambo. Now, he's maxed out. In fact, he's supply blocked a little bit, but he will get the 4th base. As again, we're running this issue where Lambo understands his win condition. He just has to make sure that his opponent doesn't have a ton of economy. Now storms are going to go down. Here
nice
comes
stasis.
the army. Those storms are so good for the High Templars at the end. They will go down, but here Cats with that stasis trap, with that wall that you pointed out here. I think, no, okay, the Archons are going to go down. Is this enough? Was that a good enough fight for Harstem?
And the problem is the 4th was lost in the process, so he doesn't really have the momentum to cross the map. It was a good fight for Harstem, but losing the 4th was a little bit too heavy of a blow, and now he's gonna get surrounded in the middle, and that might just be lights out. I mean, yeah, Harstem's gonna have to tap out, and Lambo with a decisive 2.